Hello there, my name's Adam McQueen. I'm the head of science and head of biology here at Ferris. I'd just like to take a little minute to share why I love biology so much. For me, biology is inherently fascinating, and from a really young age, I've always really loved reading and learning about science. And for me, I suppose biology is unique just because of the complexity of living things and how they interact with each other in the environment. I've always found it intriguing, for example, things like rocks and minerals on Earth, they've all originated from living things. And it's well known that chalk, limestone, these are the remains of small aquatic animals, especially things like shellfish, which have died. They fell onto the seabed, buried and pressurized, and turned them into rocks. And then likewise from there, you get things like marble, which is metamorphosized limestone or chalk, being subjected to high temperature and pressure. Um, and from there, then, if it wasn't for these living things, the mineralogy and the geography of Earth itself might actually be completely different. Now, for me, biology focuses on the study of all living organisms and the essential component of your existence, really. And for me, this develops a really profound understanding of the human condition and our role in this really biodiverse world. And it makes you think about what is life? How do we protect it? How do organisms survive at that molecular, cellular, and anatomical level? And what I love about biology is the way that you can actually explore these different avenues. One of the things I really love about biology more than anything else is evolution and the patterns that are associated with organisms. And I think all these kind of questions are really important to understanding living creatures like ourselves. And one of the things I love about biology is that understanding and the answers that it gives us to some of those questions we might have. I love biology because of everything we do and everything we experience in biology is linked. And I just like to imagine the humble kidney. It's got the job of filtering and cleaning our blood and removing waste substances that would otherwise cause us harm. And on its own, the kidney is actually an amazing piece of evolution that's developed over the course of the last 400 million years. However, if you just look into detail the kidney structure and function in depth, you actually can see this linkage to every other part of human biology that exists. The relationship between how we digest food so we can absorb those useful nutrients, but then you need to realize the fact that actually too much of a good thing is bad for you. So you have to get rid of those substances. So then you have the circulatory system kicking in, and that's going to transport the blood to your kidneys. Kidneys will then clean that blood, and then the circulation system will take it away. You've got this really complex neuronal and hormonal interactions that basically ensure that we excrete just the correct amount of water and ions without actually affecting our homeostatic balance too much. And then it's all the biochemical pathways that allow hormones to travel through the blood and attach themselves to things like the kidney and carry out their function. And then you appreciate actually all these mechanisms you have can be applied to other areas of our body. And then you go outside of the body, you look at other organisms, how the interactions of those things happen. And again, if you just looked at something simple like a cell underneath a microscope, you realize just how awesomely complex it really is. Our cells carry so much information, and within the nucleus of the cell, you have your genetic information, and that's the thing that makes each and every one of us unique. And the more I study biology, the more I learn about it, and I constantly am learning, just realize how fantastic it really is. We all have genes in our body that get activated and deactivated and cause cells to become specialized, and it makes us who we are. And what I find absolutely incredible is like the influence of the environment we live in and the interactions of what we do and the circumstances that we carry out can actually affect which of these genes get turned on or off. And, biologists have found that some of these epigenetic changes actually get passed on to fourth or fifth generations. What this means is that some behavior or some of the conditions that are experienced by our great-great-grandparents might actually be affecting the way that you and I are living today. It's incredible. And biology can be divided into many, many different sub-disciplines. Things like genetics, physiology, microbiology, botany, zoology, neurology, immunology, marine biology, ecology, biochemistry, forestry, fisheries, evolutionary biology, pathology, forensics, paleontology, not to mention the linkage to things like biomedical science and medicine itself. Now, when you come to study biology as part of the triple science package at Treferis, you'll get to experience all these different facets of biology in depth and with time to explore them to a greater level. Now, triple science and biology will give you a deeper understanding of the subject, and it will prepare you for studying the subject at A level and beyond. And a student once asked me if we know everything about cells and the body, and the answer has always got to be a no. We actually know practically nothing, and I think there's so much more to discover about biology. And I like to keep an eye on the scientific news to learn about these latest findings, because I, as an older person, am constantly learning. And what I love about that is sharing these things with my students and ensuring that they get the best out of the subject they possibly can. We hope that you decide to choose triple science, and we look forward to seeing you soon.